Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks, a live toy talk show. Today we're going to talk about Hasbro's surprise reveal of cartoon-style Dungeons & Dragons figures. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me, as always, on this journey of toy geekery is my good friend John. John, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Jay?
I am doing William as well. This is a lot of people ask, like, do you even work, Jay? I was like, yes, I work. This is a lunch break. It is literally a lunch break for me, a lunch news break.
Waka waka.
Oh, that was bad. Because of this toy news delivered by Hasbro today, which apparently they have nothing to show for PulseCon because they keep doing reveals that are super cool. But we'll get, or at least I would think pretty newsworthy. Maybe you just want to wait a week and save it for your convention. But anyway, we're not here to debate the efficacy of their promotional campaigns just yet. I want to say hello to everybody here in the chat. It is hopping even 1 o'clock on a Saturday. 1 o'clock on a Saturday.
Or Friday.
Or Friday, Toy Geek Shuffle In. Mike Hex is here, Andrew McDonald, Robbie, Jason, Angel, Geek Illustrated, Ostradamus Toys, Casper's Corner is here. Leak, I do not know. Maybe is it bad? I don't know. Leak Collector, I don't know. Casino Skunk Ralph is here. Thanos Copter, Greg, Third Degree, Jamelin is here as well. Toy Geekosaurus, Third Degree, Migo Ho. Pop O Loco is in the house. Trevor, local BGR, Lucha Johnny, Black Phoenix, Red Foreman is here. Stillfire, Chinovo. It's a happy hopping Friday. Holy moly. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us.
Doesn't anybody work?
Yeah. Pickle D is here. Somebody said Skew Raiders, Sasuke, Glendia. Somebody said this is their fine. I think it was Stillfire said it, but the first time you're able to catch it live. So welcome to being here live, Tom. Stop Motion Verse as well. Okay. Let's just jump into it, John. What do you say? 'Cause there's a few things I want to talk about because Sunday is going to be our PulseCon predictions episode, right? So most of that episode is going to be dedicated to all of our predictions of hopefully what can I don't know, be presented next week. But I mean, I don't know about you, John. I was kind of like doing my pre-predictions for that show in my mind anyway. And I don't think these were in my mind. Were these possible predictions for you, John?
Nope, not even on the radar. I mean, especially with NECA getting the, super detailed figures coming.
Yeah.
And then we already got like the lost wave of the LJN figures. So it's like the D&D stuff, it's out there, but I was not expecting this from Hasbro.
No.
What world is happening where we're getting multiple D&D series?
That's the question I think a lot of us toy collectors are asking because, doing a animated series focused toy line on something is like a NECA or Super 7 move, right?
Exactly.
And NECA is doing Omega J is in the house. Hello, Omega J. And also congrats, I think 10K, he hit 10,000 subscribers. So congratulations, Mega J Retro, well earned. Fantastic channel. I mean, been on there, great channel. Congratulations. But
absolutely.
But yeah, I think I even in Toy Shiz's post I saw on Instagram was like, how about some Real Ghostbusters, please? Or like if this is possible, like this is the thing you start with. But I was thinking about it for a while, and they own Dungeons and Dragons, right? The Wizards of the Coast, it's a Hasbro property. So maybe they felt they had a little bit more skin in the game to go out on a limb like this.
Yeah. I mean, if they own D&D outright, I'm not sure where the licenses fall for
Mm-hmm.
remaking vintage characters from the cartoon and
Yeah.
compared to remaking vintage figures that already had figures.
Yeah.
But if Hasbro does own the cartoon portion of it,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could take this so far. This is like a Motu-esque. There's so many like one-off characters
Yes.
that I mean, if they go deep, I'm all in. And I don't really have much of a connection, but I will say I have spent the entire morning watching these cartoons. And
You're
I
not
don't
alone. Somebody else just said that too. They watched them this morning for the first time.
yes.
Jay's toy collection.
Mm-hmm. Mostly because, the 80s satanic panic, I probably was not allowed to watch D&D,
Uh-huh.
but
Oh
now that I'm making my own decisions, I would have loved this.
yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Same. I've watched it afterwards. But I need to do a deep dive again though, because it is a fun show.
Mm-hmm.
A $5 super chat here from Red, and it's kind of piggybacking off of what you're bringing up here, John. The possibilities are endless. A HasLab Tiamat, like there's so like that would be amazing because I have the LJN one. His wings are broken. It's okay, but like a
Right.
legit one.
Yeah, one
Woo!
that literally can tower over the figures this time rather than
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, if you remember, I didn't see it before, but Tiamat is in episode 1.
Right?
Right out of the gate. They go from the carnival into the world,
Mm-hmm.
and Tiamat is like the first thing they face.
Yep.
And now we can possibly get like an actual 2-scale Tiamat figure.
It needs. Oh, this we're getting great. It's like day one of seeing these. It's like, we need a Tiamat. We need it.
But Emily did post this is just wave 1. So they're not saying like this is kind of it, and the potential for the series is incredible.
Yep. Agreed. I think I the potential is what makes us exciting. And the fact that it's a legit retail line, I think just the way they've packaged these is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have those images set and ready as well, so we'll look at those in a second. It is apparently, or at least this first wave, I guess, is a Target exclusive, even though one was on Hasbro Pulse. I don't know about you. I mean, we have both talked about how much we hate Target pre-orders.
Mm-hmm.
Target pre-orders their system is the worst system.
Yep.
Because they continually re-ping your credit card for no good reason.
Daily.
But I gotta say, like unless it shows up somewhere else, I did pre-order the 3 kids off of Target today just to make sure I could get them. But if they do it, because they posted the Avenger and Game Master on Hasbro Pulse, I did order it there.
Same.
But if there's a better pre-order option for the 3 kids, I'm gonna go that route. But just in case, I was like, well, I gotta do it on Target. But we all hate it. We all hate the Target pre-orders. It's the worst.
Everybody but Venger and the Dungeon Master is supposed to be mass retail, not just Target. But Target is taking the pre-orders first.
Okay.
But
so the second they are available somewhere else, I'm getting off of the Target pre-order.
Yeah.
I know Target doesn't give a crap what we think, but it's the worst. It is the absolute worst. But okay, let's so it's super exciting. So much potential. Let's talk about the actual figures themselves, John. What are your thoughts on them just as toys, as a packaged product? We'll start here with the Avenger and Dungeon Master. We'll go through each one. This is the biggest set. It's at $59.99, which I thought was really pricey. But the Avenger, where's his box? Or is it the back of the box? Here we go. The back of the box pegs him with wings over 8 inches tall. Dungeon Master is about 3 inches tall. But thoughts here on this package, 2-pack, and also including, the die as well, which I think is and a background thing for it to stand in front of.
Mhm.
Thoughts on this package, or just the total package of figure, package, price, the whole deal?
Um, I think they made a good move with having the pictures of the figures themselves and Toon artwork. You know,
Mhm.
the entrance into the roller coaster ride where they essentially went into the world of Dungeons and Dragons, rather than having just the pictures of the figures themselves, sort of like the Marvel Legends approach.
Yep.
But these, I mean, it's bringing art back to back to packaging,
Yes.
where there is certainly not enough of that.
Yep.
I mean, there's nothing about this I don't like. Even being windowless, it's it's okay. With these, I feel good that it's windowless. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, there's again, plastic free packaging, totally agree with the concept. The way they've gone about it hasn't been great. And especially the packaging of Marvel Legends, it's completely to your point, uninspiring. It doesn't drive any feelings or anything. And then there's the whole swapping and all that kind of crap, like
Mhm.
all those kinds of issues. But I totally agree. The inclusion here of the animated art and the single card figures as well, it pops. This really pops. And even though we can't take renders at face value, as we saw with the Mystique situation,
Mhm.
I think the packaging here looks amazing.
Yeah. All around, the front, the back, it looks great. I love how they're including the die that is sort of like a build-a die, right? Is
Yes.
that sort of what it
Well,
is?
that's you're getting multiple options, right? You have like a 20-sided die and but is the little one? I don't know what that is, but I love the throw in there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great. This is a nice surprise for today. And what are they gonna show next or in 2 weeks?
Right?
That's what has me, like, they're showing this us now. Are they trying to, soften a blow that's gonna happen in 2 weeks?
But then why? Just it's next Friday, not this Friday. It's next Friday. And
Mhm.
they have a Dungeons and Dragons segment. This is we'll get into theories on that in a second. But my theory is the fall geek out kind of spoiled it maybe, and then
Yeah,
there's like, all right,
maybe.
let's
Yep.
just say it. Um, but yeah, I think this package, it's $49.99, so
Mhm.
$50. And I think that is a pretty good deal. This Venture's a bigger figure. It's 8 inches. I think somebody mentioned much better wingspan than the NECA approach. Um, and it's kind of like I get and this is kind of what I wish Gargoyles would have been, which is just an up in the articulation,
Mhm.
really good or faithful designs based off of the animated characters. And yeah, the wings look nice, but they aren't like taking a whole package. But yeah, this set I think is freaking awesome. And
Yep.
this one is already available on Hasbro Pulse and a few other um ones. But yeah, I this set looks really good. Let's then go to our man Hank. He also comes with was that a 9-sided, no, 8-sided dice or die. And again, the single or the smaller card packaging, um, I think is great. I mean, sure, the bubble probably would have been neater.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't care. I think it looks really good. John, thoughts
Yeah.
on the smaller carded figures?
Yeah, this looks great. The How they figured this out, like, we kinda wanna make it carded to display the Toon art, but we
Mhm.
kinda wanna make it look like there's a bubble there, but, well,
Mhm.
the bubble is just gonna be cardboard,
Yeah.
and it's not a bubble.
Bubble,
But
not a bubble.
the execution here is it's I I think it's so cool how they did this.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
I mean, they're really figuring this out. It's just, can we get by without figure swaps? That's gonna be my biggest
Yep.
fear with buying these in person at the store, where I would probably just rather time and order them through Big Bad or whatever, and I'm we'll be guaranteed a figure, because there's been way too many posts of people buying Marvel Legends figures and they open it up and it's
Yep.
like a Toy Biz or an old Jax WWF figure or something in there.
But you know what though? Like I feel like there's still this. They've already switched to it on their like mainline Marvel toys. Like if you notice it, the new Spider Verse toys, movie toys, the kid ones. They've already dropped the box thing, and now it's just a figure, and it's kind of just yarn tied into the box. And I understand maybe there's a theft component. Maybe they think nobody's stealing those toys, but I don't know. I think there's a way. And even the Mego Ghostbusters set, which is also plastic free, they were just tied in the box. And there's a window you could see them. So or some type of maybe tape or something. I don't know. But regardless of that, I think the packaging looks really good. But thoughts on Hank as a figure? I think he looks fantastic.
Yeah, he looks. I mean, they're pulling it off. They're pulling the cartoon off really well.
Yeah,
I love how they're coming in with like the magic effect weapon, as well as like a non-effect weapon.
Yes.
I'm really into these. Really into it. And I'm just today, they just started D&D today, and I love it already.
And yeah, I love it comes with a dice. I think just such a clever, just fan first approach here. These figures, which seems so out of character for Hasbro sometimes, but I think you got to give them kudos when they do it. So yeah, Hank looks great. Diana, she looks great as well. And yeah, another good looking figure.
Yep. Yeah. It kind of makes me wish that the Origins legs looked this good on the female figures, but we take what we get.
Yep. But yeah, no, this figure looks great. Again, to your point, I like that there's like the regular weapon and then kind of the animated type weapon.
Yeah.
Again, love the card art. And then we've got our man Bobby and Uni. Again, look at the head. Like these don't look like renders to me. These look like pictures.
Yeah, this is definitely a picture.
Yeah. So I don't know if these are paint masters or what, but if it looks like this when we get it, I think these are great figures.
Yeah. They got the proportion right to the cartoon, even though like that helmet looks ridiculous on him. And it's like if his hair wasn't that big, the helmet would just fall over him and it would be, like this down on him. But
yeah,
man, the freckles look great. They really did it. It looks good.
Yeah.
Well done, Hasbro.
And these figures are at least on target are $24.99. So that's about right for 6-inch figures for them right now. And at least it's not what is Marvel Legends now? $36 a figure, whatever.
Well, at least like it's a consistency where like a basic 6-inch is that price, and then we get Bobby and Uni, so it's like, okay, so he's a smaller figure, but we're not getting just him. There's extra with Uni.
Yep, exactly.
So it feels a little better.
Yep, 100% agree. 100% agree. And again, they look great. The paint apps look great. Everything looks great here. Again, there's nothing not to love with what we're seeing here with these figures. So I've ordered all of them. I'm excited to get them. And John, I think was it Brick something or somebody saying in the chat, maybe it was Jamelin, about we also have this NECA series of very highly detailed War Duke and who's the other one? Grimsword. I don't know if those are like 7-inch scales, that NECA 7-inch scale. I don't know if these will scale necessarily all that well with this series, but what do you think of that?
Nah, I don't think it's gonna. Well, I suppose it could scale well for War Duke and Grimsword because they're sort of more tall and menacing.
Yeah.
They don't really they'll scale well with the kids.
Hmm.
I think Venger's just a different story for those guys. They might be a little too close to each other in height,
Yeah.
but they're also two completely different looks,
Yep.
whereas you get the hyper detail
Hmm.
in those figures compared to these TOON styles.
Yep. Yep.
But maybe there's going to be a little bit of room and get some of these TOON figures in a realistic style from NECA.
This is it, you're 100% right. It's kind of like Super 7 had the toy-ish for Turtles, and then NECA's done just about everything else.
Mhm.
If this is a world where Hasbro continues to do these Toon style Dungeons and Dragons, and then NECA can have the more LJN focused
Mhm.
stuff, whether that's the vintage toy style or this 7-inch scale ultimate style. I think and if they continue down that road and give us more and more, I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And if you really want to see what these characters might look like in a real life format, check out that Brazilian car commercial. I
Yes.
think was it Renault was the
Yeah, I think you're
company,
right. Yep.
and I mean it's all these Avengers in it on his
Mhm.
demon horse thing, and looks. I mean, it is so studio quality for a car commercial. It's nice and
Mhm.
makes me wish that somebody at NECA is watching that and saying, "Well, we can do those." Maybe,
Right?
you know,
Agreed.
Hasbro's laying the groundwork to get the characters out there.
Um, yeah, I think a lot of people are saying HasLab Tiamat. Now, okay. Dungeons and Dragons, I think, has an hour maybe for PulseCon.
Mhm.
This is a too soon prediction because our predictions are on Sunday. But do you think we already get a HasLab Tiamat?
Honestly, no. I don't think they would put that much time or resources into it when when wave 1 hasn't even hit. I mean, yes, people have been asking for this, but have enough people been asking where it would warrant a giant Tiamat? Or do they just say, well, it could be a little bit basic compared to other HasLabs, but it could still fit in with these figures. It doesn't have to be so complicated that, you know, it's it needs a HasLab. Maybe it could be like just a Hasbro Pulse something, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, listen, I didn't expect these figures to drop today, so I'll say never say never,
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, I think I don't know, just the more the merrier. Let's do it. Just yeah, or just make it a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, like just a big Tiamat. Kind of
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily need to be a HasLab, but another super chat here. I'd love to see Magic the Gathering crossover figures in cartoon D&D animated style. Lots of opportunity. Yeah, I mean, would love some MTG love. I think there's a lot of characters you could pull in from that. But it could probably just be its own thing, a Magic the Gathering line. Um
Didn't they try it?
I think they did, didn't they?
They have made a couple figures.
Mhm.
I don't I don't know how well they did.
Yeah. Hmm. Phineas asks, how did all the online toy sleuths miss this line? You're right. There was like not even there was no like leaked anything about it, huh?
No. I mean, I guess what you're not if you're not looking for it, you just don't see it.
Or they're not as leaky as McFarlane is. um. So yeah, yeah, that's right. Funko made them. Yeah, those are awful. Those are
Okay.
awful.
Yep.
And agreed. I think an exclusive is better. Um, but if they're gonna go all out, a HasLab is nice. But I understand the trepidations and concerns there.
Mhm.
But yeah, the news broke because of the fall geek out, which has kind of just been puttering along
Yep.
for a month now. And Mattel only did WWE stuff, which no offense to WWE, but I think cool. There's a little bit more IP there to flex.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this little image popped up here. I was like, wait, is that TOON D? What?
I know it's somebody posted it on a Discord this morning,
Yeah.
and that was how I seen it first.
Yes.
But then I'm looking at it and I'm like, so there's D&D there. At first I thought it was all fake because there's
Okay.
also like a picture of a G.I. Joe classified barbecue
Mm-hmm.
that's been out for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Cobra Island Roadblock Heavy Duty, whichever one.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so there's two figures on there. One's been out for a year. One's been out for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is this real? Is this photoshopped or custom?
Yeah.
I took this with a huge grain of salt. But then, people started freaking out at other pictures, and then sure enough,
it's for real. And Chamberlain says, as far as I'm concerned, nothing ever needs to be a HasLab, just TOON. I totally understand. Understand. No HasLab is worth the price unless you want it. Well, that's anything. Like that's true of anything that we buy. But all HasLabs have increased in value from original purchase price. So there is that. Again, for better or worse. Jay, honest question: what would be the advantage of a HasLab release? They just seem to pull out all the stops. I think just with Tiamat, like I don't know, just think of all the things they could throw in. But you're right. They could probably do a perfectly fine Pulse exclusive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they would probably throw that bag of bones in there as a little joke. But yeah, I guess. I mean, if they did a HasLab, there would have to be. I think we would end up overpaying for a HasLab compared to a PulseCon exclusive.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And especially since they're shifting to this model of the total price is also encompassing a bunch of figures.
Right.
But again, in a line this early, I think there's something nice to that and like throwing a bunch of, characters that maybe wouldn't hit the main retail line or something,
Mm-hmm.
like to me, it's just as long as it gets made, I don't care, like it's, yes, there's plenty of things we can call out. And if it's not good, don't buy it. A la the Rancor or Reva's lightsaber. Like, and for me, the Ghost Rider, like it's just not it's not a character I have a lot of passion for. Especially the new one. And Mephisto's cool. I'm sure there's gonna be some other cool ones there, but at $350, it's just the price doesn't work for me.
Right.
But a Tiamat I want. So like it's just
so they would just make the Tiamat. Like they would say, all right, it's $350, and then they would adjust however making it, and that is equal to $350. Like I don't think they would say, well, we can make a Tiamat that's $200. But since we're going to include all this stuff, potentially we're going to do $350. But that doesn't mean that stuff necessarily gets unlocked. So you'll always be paying $350 for it.
Well, I was trying to think because I have a Fortress of the Fangs playset. It's one of my favorite playsets of all time. But that's more of LJN. That wasn't really ever featured in the show, right? I don't think. Fortress of Fangs.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far.
The
if
experts,
it is.
if anyone wants to say. But maybe a playset too would be really cool as a HasLab, and then do Tiamat as a Pulse exclusive. I don't know. We're getting ahead of ourselves. The damn first 4 figures dropped today.
We're so excited.
Let's see how these do. I gotta say though, the rest of the exclusives are kind of boring. I think it's just leftover stock here for Roadblock and Barbecue.
Yep.
Didn't we already have? I don't know.
I mean, we've already gotten Shore Troopers.
Yeah,
it's not really new.
And these Transformers doesn't make me super excited.
No, I can't really speak to those.
But it's the only thing that's available right now is because they already had stock of it. So the rest are all pre-orders. Classic Hasbro. But yeah, Ravi says in Brazil, cartoons were a phenomenon. That's awesome. 6-inch scale shambling mound. Let's see, just give me the rest of the team, and then after everything after is gravy. Agree. That's probably, I mean, they probably get the rest of the team in wave 2, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so Mega J, they need to complete the D&D line at least with Sheila, Eric, and Presto, but please make Warduke, please. There's precedent for that, right? Like Tiamat, Warduke, Strongheart, are I think the only LJNs that made their cartoons. So, or the entire pack in one cast at $150. Greg says, isn't that old robot cheaper on Amazon? Probably. It's cheaper everywhere, isn't it?
It's cheaper everywhere. You probably get it on eBay for even
like
less. The used one, if you don't mind.
Oh my God. But John, final thoughts here on these figures before we move on to other news.
I'm excited. It's a huge surprise, a real big surprise.
Yeah.
But I can't wait. Cannot wait to get these in hand.
I think they're saying January next year. So.
Yeah, it says Avenger and Dungeon Master is a January release. But I mean, you never know. We might end up getting them earlier. Like,
yeah,
you know, when Hasbro Pulse has been doing the pre-orders for like the O-Ring Joes, those seem to be shipping earlier than scheduled. So maybe if you order them from Hasbro Pulse, we'll get them sooner.
Yep.
Maybe it'll be a Christmas surprise.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd be down with that. Lifelong toy collector. This seals it. I'm out on NECA's D&D. They're gorgeous, but sorry, Randy.
You could still have both.
Why not both? But I get it. I'm beyond space danger. I have no space, and my room needs a big overhaul here. That is hopefully coming soon. But anyway, yeah, I think throw it all on a cardboard TV and include an old magazine for $150. Hey, isn't that what they did with Motu? It didn't work out so well.
It's still not working out.
It's still up. But in fairness, like if Hasbro's gonna do the equivalent, it would just be what, like 4 Hanks?
Yeah.
Or I guess maybe 4 strong hearts would be the equivalent, right? Maybe 4 good guys. Anyways. No, I'm pumped for this. I'm really excited for it. You know, I've done my, you know, video, or I've shot at least my unboxing of this and talking about these Mego Ghostbuster figures. And one of the main points that I make in the video is, for Ghostbuster collectors, we want Hasbro to give the license to other people so they can so we can finally get a modern articulated Real Ghostbusters toy line, because there's so many characters we haven't gotten. And so while the Mego line is fun, at least it's them branching out and partnering with another toy maker. So it's like, please work with NECA or Super 7, make a TOON Real Ghostbusters line. But to me, now seeing this is like, oh, well, you can do your own TOON line? That was an option? Come on.
People still know cartoons there? You know what would look great with this? If Hasbro was to do it, because now that I see how they're pulling this off, a Black Star series.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would match so well with this. I mean, Overlord and Venger look like they are brothers.
Yep. And yeah, this proves they could do good Real Ghostbusters. I know old cartoon show rights can be tricky, but I don't know, just make it happen.
Yeah, just make them deal with the lawsuits later.
Yeah, I mean, again, I know they don't want to do anything Ghostbusters, I guess, until another movie's out, but hopefully one's coming out soon, so just come on, just do it. But yeah, really excited for this line. I also Herculoids, like just anything, everything, just do it. The end. Oh snap, I agree. Just when I've been striving to cut back, these are a must. I've been trying to cut back as well, and it hasn't been working great. But really excited for these. Let's check about some other Hasbro things. Starting lineup was announced this week, and I don't like them. So, for starters, one, I have nothing against basketball, but my fandom of basketball ended in 1998 when Jordan retired and the Bulls dynasty ended. That was like when I was into basketball. And so if they were going to get me on starting line at basketball, I'd be like, okay, give me to the dream team. Give me Barkley, give me Jordan, give me like, the people I love, which I get. It's like not everything can just be nostalgia, Jay. So I get it. But so these are a lot of modern guys. I'm a baseball fan, mainly. I grew up in San Diego. We didn't have a basketball team. Clippers went north. So I know players and stuff. But we'll talk about price in a second. But even just looking at the figures, like this is supposed to be LeBron James, one of the most famous people in the world. How is that LeBron James?
These are not great. And when you look at there's like the close-up face pics making the rounds on Instagram. I mean, that I can't tell if that's rendered or printed.
I think it's rendered.
But even like, I think that they are they using the same like tech for the selfie series as these?
Or selfie series is bad, so maybe.
Because there's other pictures on Instagram and they look terrible. I mean,
no tattoos. Great point, Jamelin. No tattoos.
I'm sorry, but these are awful.
Like, look, they have a picture. Or I guess this is the NFT card. The card's an NFT. That's another thing that ticks me off about this stupid thing. But yeah, like, there's no great call, Jamelin. There's no tattoos. Like, and then my other big problem with this, they gave him a goddamn diaper. They all have diapers.
He's wearing a diaper over his shorts.
They all have diapers.
Couldn't they figure
on
out
a tattoo sheet? Okay, they couldn't print them on there though. But I don't understand how you think this is the right articulating point, giving all of the players diapers.
There's got to be a different way to pull this off,
right? Look at Steph Curry. Again, I know Steph Curry, very famous, but he's got diaper.
Maybe they made a deal with Pampers. That's another reason they're costing so much money.
Come on, these are adults. It depends, John.
Okay. But okay, so all this for $50.
$50 figures. Let me plus in the super chat from Red. I don't want to miss it. $5 super chat. Thank you. Once they do MJ, Bo Jackson, Wayne Gretzky, I agree. Like, to me, I want. Again, I'm an 80s, 90s kid, so it is MJ. It's Bo Jackson. It's for me, Tony Gwynn and Ken Griffey Jr. Like, there's players I would I'd probably still fork $50 over for. But let's just say $50. Matt Hatter. I think if you get them all, you get a Mephisto bath.
That's how they're gonna get us.
Or is it me, Fisto? But Oz, $30 of that was 50 was for diaper tooling. Indeed.
Yeah.
So these dudes got diapers. I get that somebody said tattoo rights could be tricky. Sure, I guess, and just do kind of generic tattoos or something. I don't know, but yeah, $50.
I mean, isn't there like better figures? Like, isn't like Figure Arts or Mafex? Somebody else does sports figures.
Yep, you're right.
For what? If you can get them for $80 to $100 and they look good in comparison to these. This is a huge swing and a miss for bringing back starting lineup.
Yes, 100%. Because to me, and I still have it over here. Let me grab it. You can keep talking. I'm going to grab it.
Yeah. I mean, I know we're paying for the licensing for between likeness, the brands, whether it's Nike or Adidas or just the NBA in general. Like, we're paying, or not I'm not buying this stuff, but anybody that's buying this, you're paying for all those logos that are on these figures, couldn't they
Yeah.
have just done something like, hey, we'll put the, something that looks like a swoosh.
Mhm.
It's a swish. It's just gonna make it a little different.
I
I
I I I understand that. I do.
Mhm.
I do. But I also like I was at Brick something in our Discord. I think he made a good point, and I understand this point where Hasbro is not marketing these to us,
Right.
toy collectors.
Mhm.
They are marketing these to sports fans,
Mhm.
or sneakerheads.
Yep.
And so having the Nike swoosh, having the sneakers, if we think we spend a lot of money and go crazy,
Oh yeah.
sneakerheads, they go nuts.
Mhm.
Like I was a manager at an Apple retail store, and people think an iPhone launch is crazy. No, go to a sneaker launch at a Foot Locker. Those so I think he made that point, and I think that it made all of this make sense to me.
Mhm. Yep.
They will pay $50 for them, $50 to them on getting this type of thing. If you're like a sports fan, you just want one or two players, or whatever, $50 is probably something you're gonna drop.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, this is going to be for the, like you said, the sneakerhead, or just the NBA fan, or just they know the market for card collectors, like that is so hardcore,
Mm-hmm.
where they'll probably go after doing like, like a convention exclusive that's like an away jersey color that's like limited
Yeah.
to 500 pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to be worth $500, especially for, a Steph Curry that
Yeah.
is going to be like a variant or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And it's almost like it's going to create like a Funko Pop feeling,
It could.
for the collectors.
Yep.
And chances are it's going to be mostly non-toy collectors that buy these.
Yeah. Which is kind of what the OG starting lineup
Yeah.
toys were, right? Like
Mhm.
everybody bought starting lineup figures. That's why you find them for so cheap. Like I found this at my flea market this past weekend. I got it for $5. It's a 1991 Ken Griffey Jr. starting lineup.
Mhm.
Um, and doesn't look anything like Ken Griffey Jr. So, but like every like sport, they just have them. You would buy them, and yeah, I think so. In that sense, it is continuing the starting lineup legacy,
Mhm.
but I don't think it's not what one. I don't think the figures look that good. The diaper thing, I once I saw them, I was just like, God, it's a god dang diaper. You gotta do better.
The MLB figures will also be wearing diapers, because this
My
is the method they're using.
my only hope is like baseball pants fit a bit different than shorts, where I think
Right.
what makes this more apparent is the shorts kind of flare out, so it just separates the crotch piece more.
Mhm. Yep.
Um, and that's my hope.
Yeah. Yeah, like they could, the legs could be on baseball. It could be much more Marvel Legends style, and
Mhm. Yeah.
I'd be fine with that.
So, to me, so cool for those that wanted these.
Mhm.
If they're sticking to the basketball, I hope to go to some of the 80s and 90s players, the heyday at least just for me, for basketball.
Yep.
Um, and I hope they go to baseball. I hope to go to all of the sports as a big baseball fan, Padre fan. I would pay $50 for a Manny Machado, Tatis Jr., or whatever, Juan Soto. But I wouldn't collect every single one of them. I wouldn't drop that much.
You wouldn't get the lineup,
No,
the
exactly. Because
the
these,
bullpen, all of them.
you could buy them for a nickel and just have like 100 of them.
Yeah, and then you can just use like a marker and put Machado on the back.
Right, right, just as good. works just as well.
wait till the like the sneaker customizers get a hold of these and
Yeah,
just paint the sneakers and sell them for $1,000.
probably.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. The classics of all the sports. There needs to be an old school line.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Jordan fan, not including Jordan. I'm the first wave is a miss, especially with 2K23, 2023. It's an MJ year. I mean, how do you not have MJ? Because he's just like, he is the ultimate. He is the best. He is even I'm not a diehard NBA fan today, but I would buy Michael Jordan. Because anybody that's our age, like Michael Jordan, he's in the Mount Rushmore of cool people. It's just
Right. It's like even if you're not into wrestling, but you're an 80s kid or a 90s kid, it's like you buy a Hulk Hogan figure just to represent. And MJ is like the always comparison. Like, is he as good as MJ?
Yeah.
It's always that.
And the correct answer is they aren't. Even though I think LeBron's an amazing accomplished athlete, still not as good.
Yeah, if MJ didn't happen, LeBron would be the comparison. But things are different.
Again, there's a reason why I'm still comparing to MJ. Anyways, okay, I don't want to get into sports debates here. And yeah, Mafex. Okay, yeah, let's look at Mafex Jordan because you mentioned that. Mafex Jordan. It's on Big Bet. Look at this. This cloth. It's expensive. That's $149.
Yeah,
but
look, it looks like a little hot toy.
It does. Like, and I think that doing the cloth goods is where you avoid the diaper thing.
Yeah. Yep. And that's why it's 150 over 50.
But at least the head sculpt looks like MJ.
Yeah.
So I call foul. Am I doing sports talk right? Ooh, Last Dance wave would be amazing. And you're right. YHS is the number one source for sports. So I don't want to tread too heavily on their shoes here. We're gonna talk about them in a second. Okay, let's just quick check in. It's the last day of early bird, and I don't think the early bird's gonna get the worm here, John. We are, I think it's end of today. So was it 8 hours or something? We're at 5,000. Let me refresh since we started the show.
No, 8 hours would be 948. We still got
12 hours,
11 hours.
So we're at 5,604 backers. It needs to get to 9,000 today in order to unlock the human Robbie Reyes. They did announce or show the Mephisto. I think it was Tuesday on social media. It hasn't lit the world on fire in terms of driving sales. I think it's still humming along. It's got 38 days. But John, thoughts on likelihood this thing hits its early bird special goal today?
No way. I don't think there's any way, because it needs to hit what, 9,000, right? So we need how many? 3,500 roughly, and it's taken 6 days to get to 55.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't think that 3,500 people are going to come out of the woodwork and put the order in unless they have plans of canceling it, unless they're only going to do it just to hit the goal and then back out. Yep.
It is something that is interesting because even in a world where you could just ring up the score to 9,000 with no real commitment, you can still back out of it.
Yep.
People don't even want to do that. I think it's telling.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a sign for this whole project, where it really is not carrying a lot of momentum. I think Mephisto should have been the early bird if they really wanted to push this.
Yeah, that's a good point. But so Mephisto's at 12,000 backers.
Mm-hmm.
It's I feel like it has enough going for it that it hits 9,000. But we've all said unless we unlock a lot of the tiers, it's not worth 350.
Right. And they're going to have to be good tiers too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ones that everybody wants. I think it's. I mean, we have proof right here that there isn't enough people that care to have a human form Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it probably would have hit now.
Yep. That to me, I think it's more not a. Again, there's a lot of chatter about this HasLab, a lot of over the top drama, and I think I talked about it last Sunday. There's no reason to be a jerk to Dan or Ryan Ting or just being an a-hole, because I was thinking about it earlier. It's just like being a jerk about it and saying, oh, you're just like just being mean is no different than somebody yelling at a retail employee or something, or just like being a jerk to somebody that's just doing their job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're no different than, let me speak to your manager, and just like just being a jerk to someone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean you can't have fair I think, again, be free to critique and say, in this case, it's not worth 350, or it's not compelling, it's not doing it for me. 100%, everyone has the right to say that, but being a jerk to somebody that's just doing their job is not okay.
Yeah, it's no reason for personal attacks.
Yep.
You don't want to be attacked at work.
Exactly.
Because I mean, they're being employed by Hasbro.
Yeah.
They have to answer to other people too.
Yep.
And somebody else makes the calls.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
It's not nice.
Yeah, toy Karens. I hate saying Karen just because I know there's plenty of good, kind Karens.
Yeah, there's plenty of nice Karens out there. They just got the unfortunate.
And I feel bad, so I try not to use that, but that's what it is, right? That's what it is.
Yeah. Mad Hatter's right. If you want it, buy it. If you don't want it, pass.
Yeah. or tax unit buys. It's that's going over the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So I think well, again, we can give the Star Wars team a hard time because they out of all of them seem to care the least about the brand they're serving. But that's like fair criticisms, I think, are fair. But saying like, oh, you're ugly, or just you should die, or like once you're getting into like personal attacks and stuff, like, okay, you need to take a step back and maybe reevaluate where your anger is coming from here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's so expensive. And I don't know. We'll see. I also want to plus in this take from Matt Hatter as well. If early bird doesn't make it, expect mass cancellations tomorrow. John, I mean, we're doing our normal show on Sunday. Do you think when we're back here 2 days from now, we're going to see less than 5,600 backers?
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to have a huge climb, but I don't think we're going to see a huge drop.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody that has or most people that have their purchases in now genuinely do want it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest are waiting for the tiers to be revealed.
Yep. Yeah.
But I don't think we'll have a huge climb.
If it's not my company. But if I was them, you have PulseCon, show all the tiers, and like, here's where they're at. And if we hit all of this, then we're good to go. And if they don't, they don't, and it is what it is.
Yep.
And it just wasn't. It was going to be Danny reviews. Hey, listen, I thought he did a couple really good response video, I thought, to some whatever. But anyways,
I'm curious. Do you think it's unfair that Hasbro even does an early bird? Because if the car and the initial Robbie, right, the
Mm-hmm.
flame on version
Yep.
is the base,
Mm-hmm.
and then they say, if you guys make it to this number, you're going to get this extra thing.
Yep.
But they're essentially already building that extra figure into the price.
Yep.
So if it doesn't make it and people are sort of punished for not making that 9,000 pledge right
Yep.
away,
Mm-hmm.
that they take that away, is that like an extra, if we're all valuing a Marvel Legends figure at roughly $30, that's like Hasbro saying, well, now we're going to keep $30 of yours extra for each
Mm-hmm.
customer that buys this. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think that's like a little unethical?
Nah, I don't know. I get it. You're trying to do something that's fun that like kind of gets people going and like have something special, yada yada yada. Like
Hmm.
I don't know.
Well, it's not Vickman. I don't think it's bad collectors, but it's almost it's like a little bit of baiting almost.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. No, it's true. I think I don't know. I mean, this. I think it's just this isn't as popular of a character. I
Yeah.
think just I don't think there's some big whatevers, right? This isn't like the Rancor where, and even the Rancor is just like it was a big monster, but was it like the thing anyone was clamoring for, right?
Right.
And so I think we're going a lot of like trying to theorize why it's not being successful, but I think it's just that simple. It's Ghost Rider, and even though I think I'm not going to insult Ghost Rider fans, there's not enough of them, but there's just this isn't a huge compelling or it's not the most compelling set, or maybe not the most demanded set.
Hmm.
It's overpriced for what it is. So even though it looks cool, I think they've done a fantastic job. If this thing kind of limps along and maybe gets to 9,000 or 10,000, you're not getting any of the extra figures, so that value isn't there. That what
Hmm.
that thrifty. So I just think it's a simple case of maybe not as engaging of a type of HasLab, and it's too pricey, and it's that
Yep.
simple.
Yep.
And yeah, it's like you went from Sentinel, Galactus to this. It's like I don't want to say this is bottom of the barrel type stuff, but there's other big things that probably would have been like Fing Fing Foom or something. Like there's other big
Hmm.
things you probably could have done that.
Yeah. Like a Danger Room playset or something
Danger Room playset.
to
Oh,
display all of your X-Men figures that you've been collecting over the past 5 years.
Danger Room playset would be amazing. Because then you think of the dioramas you could do. Like just
Hmm.
so it's 100% a thing. It is missing the wow factor. This doesn't have that like hit you over the head. This thing's insane. Toxic fandoms destroy this hobby. I mean, toxic fandoms are rampant in any fandom, and I think hopefully what we try to represent here, and Mad Hatter does this as well, and what Yes have some, and all of the friends of the channel, is to kind of refute that and be like, this is not your place. You're not welcome here.
Hmm.
Not only that, actually, I don't want to say no, even if you're a toxic fan, you are welcome. And hopefully you can see you don't have to be a toxic fan and just let it go, because it's not healthy. You don't need to be that way. Just
Yeah.
so I don't want to say you're not welcome. I want to say everyone is welcome. And then, but you have to leave your toxicity at the door. But anyway, agreed. Mad Hatter is funny as hell. Give Mad Hatter, if you haven't yet, he's getting close to 10,000.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. He's going to hit it real soon.
Real soon. But please, if you haven't yet, I am an intoxicated fan. Yeah, John and I too. By the end of Sunday.
Come check out After Dark.
Yeah, exactly. Become a patron today. After Dark. All right, just a couple quick housekeeping notes. This Sunday, our normal Toy Geeks time slot, John and I are going to do our PulseCon predictions. It is our tradition with PulseCon, third time we're doing it. So we're going to run through, and you can be a part of it as well. So get your predictions ready. What do we think will be revealed at PulseCon? The whole schedule is up on HasbroPulse.com. So that's what we're doing this Sunday. And John, I probably should have confirmed with you the time if it was good. Craig didn't want competing streams for Toy Anxiety because they want to cover it as well. So basically, we're just going to do back-to-back streams. So we'll start at 8:30, which is 30 minutes earlier than we usually start. And then we'll probably stop around 10 o'clock. So Toy Anxiety will start 30 minutes later than they usually start. And then it'll just kind of be a back-to-back, thing. And so there's a way too that like this stream can then lead into that stream. I don't know. We'll maybe figure that out. But like all of our other YouTuber friends too, like if you want to get in on this action, we can just make a whole day of programming after PulseCon, like Dan who reviews, and then Mad Hatter, and then Mega J Retro. We'll do everybody all day long. So that's what's coming up with that. This is for helping create a community where I rarely, hell, never see any personal attacks, and sub Mad Hatter already. Agreed, Lifelong Collector. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Yeah, Serpentor. Ooh, we know that's coming, so I'm excited for that. So anyways, that will be for the PulseCon, and I need to reach out to get some special guests for our streams. Historically, we try and get some special guests. So again, some of our YouTuber friends that have been in the chat today, maybe look out for a invite. Come on and talk PulseCon reveals. Okay, other things. Talking Andor on Geek Dad Live 2. So talked about the first 3 episodes on Wednesday live. We'll be doing it live on Wednesdays on Geek Dad Live 2. And have been covering House of the Dragon on Mondays on Geek Dad Live 2. Geek TV and Film Reviews. There's a link in the description below. And John, did you watch I made a mistake Dino Megazord?
I did. What are you going to do with it?
Well, I'll tell you what I already did with it.
Oh.
I returned that piece of crap.
Well done.
And I was working on a YouTube short of it. Do I have that? But I haven't posted it yet because this live stream became a thing that was going to happen today. But I did or at least I thought I brought over video of me walking out of the post office after dropping it off. Let me see if I can move it over real quick. But I documented the whole process for a YouTube short. So maybe I'll get that posted up tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it. Where did you go? Okay, yeah, here it is. Maybe I'll do it on Sunday. But yeah, so I returned it. It's really easy to return things on Hasbro Post, but you do have to pay the shipping, which sucked. But it's in Pennsylvania, so that wasn't too bad. And then I would get my money back for that very expensive figure. But this was me leaving the post office feeling so great.
Weight off your shoulders, getting your money back,
getting the money back.
And you got content.
And I got content out of it. So. Oh my god. It wasn't that bad, Black Phoenix, but it was way overpriced.
Not enough of a reason to keep it.
Yep. So Chris was kind of pissed because his came in like 2 days after. Listen, that's why I don't watch YouTube reviews until I get it, so that way I can't influence my decision, right?
I don't even watch yours when it's something that I'm waiting to get, because I don't like to be influenced. I only watch a review if it's something if I don't already have plans on buying.
Yep.
Did you put a little note in the box that says, "Let me know when you make it bigger"?
No, I didn't. But in that video, see, I weighed the box. The box was over 2 pounds with nothing in it. That box,
just the shipping box.
No, just the
like the box that it came in. Right.
2.10 pounds, 2.2 pounds, 10 ounces.
Jeez.
Anyway, super chat here. What do you think Mattel Creations raising prices for non-American customers? I think it sucks. That's and I think Mega J covered this too. But it's not great.
No, if Mattel can ship products to, all over the world for retail purposes,
Mhm.
they should be able to get their Mattel creations
Yep.
into the hands of international customers at the regular costs.
Yep. Agreed. Agreed completely. Wholeheartedly agree. And maybe we'll dig into it more. It's been so Hasbro heavy lately, but maybe next Mo Tuesday we'll dig into it if it's a good Mo Tuesday.
Mhm.
It's usually every other week, so we probably will have a Mo Tuesday stream this coming Tuesday. And then one last thing, I finally have completed my journey of buying up a bunch of these Micro Galaxy Squadron Star Wars ships. So hopefully I can start getting to work on that video. Because today I found a box of the the mini
Nice.
packs, and there's 12 in this box, and I mainly did it because I couldn't figure out the codes in the store. And they have chases. The one thing I don't like, I get it, it's what Jazzwares does, but there's chase figures as well.
They do chases in those as well?
Yeah, there's
On
like
top of, like,
three
the card
chases.
Really?
Yeah, there's 3 chases that could be in the little mini packs. And then there is chases, of course, in the bigger figures.
Mhm.
So very excited for this micro gal. I've loved picking them up. I've been picking them up for like over a month now. I've also been picking up vintage Action Fleet toys, so I can have those as part of the video too. So anyway, that is incoming to the channel. So make sure you hit subscribe and that bell icon so you don't miss anything. So much coverage here on the channel. And last but not least, gotta thank the patrons. If you want to help this channel grow, become a patron today. $5 a month is all it is. And you get your name in the credits. You get access to our After Dark show on Sundays, which is a ton of fun. We do it every Sunday. It's usually over an hour. So it's a bunch of great extra content every single week. You get that for your $5, as well as these shows in podcast form. And we do a monthly raffle at the end of each month. It's coming up this Sunday. So become a patron, $5, totally worth it. And again, thank you to all of our current patrons, which you can see scrolling past us right now. There's no codes, Jay. Oh boy. Okay. So anyway, that is it. And we'll see you Sunday, our regular Toy Geeks. Oh, and Craig is unboxing a crap ton of Motu Origins tomorrow on Toy Anxiety. I'm not going to confirm or deny that I saw this box of Motu stuff, and it is huge. That's what she said. So definitely tune into that on Toy Anxiety tomorrow. All right, everybody. We'll see you later. Have a great start to your weekend. We'll see you Sunday. And until then, hasta luego and goodbye. Have a great day, everybody.